Hey, hey, hey. How y'all doing this evening? Just coming in to check. This is the afternoon chat today. Really, I'm just sitting here doing nothing this afternoon. Just seeing how all the Mandela effect is maybe being lunch or we just pondering things. Um, I don't know if my afternoon crew they um, do they know anything about the show at night. They might be asleep. And so I do this show at afternoon for lunch break or, you know, different time zones because I know everybody that watches my Mandela Effect shows are all not on the same timeline. So every now and then, not all the time, but every now and then to uh, do a show that may be in the middle. So those um, that maybe waking up in the morning. Just to recap what I was talking about last night, even though y'all can go and probably go to the list and check out what I was talking about. This is more interactive. So if you have any specific questions of what we were discussing yesterday, or just any kind of topic, because I think I'm going to broaden my horizon. I'm not just going to give Mandela effect, you know, wisdom. I'm going to tackle a lot of situations, um, be like an advisor, Now, I don't know everything, but I don't know where the wisdom come from, but I scan situations real fast, so I can basically talk about anything, finances, romance, whatever. It don't matter. Um, marital issues. I've been married 17 years, so I got a little so some meat behind me. I ain't been married 40 years, but I've been married 17. So I think that qualifies for some kind of information, especially the noodle ads or people that's going through issues and don't know how to deal with them. I am allowing people to come on the show live and ask questions. So if you feel like you want to ask a question or you want to express yourself live in the over there where the bar is, where you can click in and ask whatever you want, get something off your chest. But like I say, this Mandela effect. I was talking to somebody. I actually went to the gym, y'all. Yeah. I told y'all I was going to the gym. I went to the gym today. I went to the gym, boy, and like I said, it was tough, but I did it. I mean, I'm gonna do it tomorrow, and I'm gonna do it for the next 2 weeks because I got a speaking engagement, and I don't want to be um, out of gas. I want to be able to, you know, walk around and chill and without worrying about how long. Let me hurry up so I can sit down. And so I'm trying to get in shape. You got to take care. You know, I knew I had to take care of my mind, body, and soul. But sometimes you let things go, and you and too far, and then next thing you know, you're at a pinnacle point where you're like, man, how did I get here? And so, and that's why another reason why I do these Mandela effect videos because I don't want a lot of people to be left behind. They be like, man, how did I miss all of this? I mean, how did I miss these changes? How did I do this? I mean, how long this been going on? And so we try to keep you up to date with what's going on with this Mandela effect or in the world or whatever. Um, Knowing that we don't know everything, but we try to keep on point of what we do know, you know. And I know they still changing things, you know. I haven't recently found anything. Well, I did recently, a little bit recently. I don't know if a week is recently enough, but I found a lot of things last week. It was a nice spurt last week. I really haven't seen anything dramatic this week. Um, I did feel a little bit of headache yesterday. Something yesterday, I just don't know what because they haven't. But and I thank you three people for how you doing. How you doing? All right. Show. This is just a recap from last night because I know a lot of people, like I said, maybe sleep or they ain't up, and so I try to do two sometimes. The sky, man, especially at night, so something is up. The sky is not right. It looks like there's something there. Yeah, I mean, it's been getting to be more lighter outside at night now. It's not light, but you can tell it's not dark. And it's semi-dark. It's like how 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, or 8 o'clock will be, but it's not real dark. And then the sky, the clouds are turning pink. And so that right there telling me it's some kind of light source hitting them. Where the light source coming from, I don't know. Um, Cloud formations are sporadic. I mean, you got junk in the air that don't even look like clouds. It look like a whole lot of just a whole lot of mess up there. It's not. They don't even move. You know, clouds move. You know, and these clouds are just dense, just sitting in one spot and clouding up the whole, and they look just nasty looking. Yeah, exactly. Like 12 a.m. pink. Yeah, yeah. So, and then the moon has been doing sporadic things, bouncing at different locations. And what I mean by different locations is not in the position that it's normally in. Is bouncing from from west to north, north to east. You know, is everything is bouncing around like it don't have any set coordinates. You know, I used to think the sun rises in a certain place and it sets in a certain place, but that's not happening anymore. So, um, yeah, it's a whole lot of movements. And so, like I say, man, you know, these shows are not to if put any fear in anybody on mind or heart. These shows are basically geared to just giving information and making people aware of their surroundings. You know, um, and the whole, it's like you scratch your head, and the Mandela effect is it seemed to be cooling off. I think I don't know. I mean, the interest in it, not the effect itself, but the interest in the shocking the shocking moment. I think um, um, because they've been pumping up these move Mandela effect videos or movies. And when I mean Mandela effect movies, they talking about time and multi universes all over Netflix and making all these different shows about parallel universe. So it's beginning to uh, iron itself in people's psyche where, you know, it's not so shocking that it could be happening. And so it's like, oh man, well, whatever. Um, I'm in South Florida, and there wasn't any storm in the forecast, and they came out in nowhere last night and this morning. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't know if that's Project Bluebeam or the weather manipulation um, program that they're running, but I know they can modify the weather. I mean, a lot of people know that they don't want to tell you about HARP and all that, but yeah, but hey, how you know? How you doing, Renee? Hey, how you feeling? And so, like I was saying, we've been discussing the skies looking different. The sun and the moon is setting in different places, and the moon is just bouncing around sporadically. Um, I can tell something is going on with the temperature because leaves on trees are frying. I mean, the leaves are getting brown. I mean, like they're not getting any moisture, and it is raining. So how do you? I'm in Chicago, and it's raining all the time. How is the leaf not getting any moisture when it's always raining? That's because the sun is throwing out a different type of heat. It's almost like focus beam heat. Like whatever it hits, it magnifies. Um, let me see. What are you saying? It's it's in all media. Strange. The things as MK, Ultra, and Portals. Yeah, the Flash has the Collider. You know, like I said, it's showing up in everything, and so it's the reason why they're doing that. The reason why they're doing that is to. It's just like I don't know if y'all know about the '60s and not the '60s, but maybe the '70s and '80s, where they used to put messages in the records. If you spin them backwards, you can hear the message, and so they're putting it in people's subconscious. And I don't know what other hidden messages in these videos and movies that they are priming in the subconscious because they have made patents on technology to send messages through television screens and computer screens and telephones. And so I don't know if they're pumping up information that that's desensitizing people to the effect because they know that it's going to become a point where it's not longer a fab. It's not longer a conspiracy. It's happening, and so they want to desensitize people before before it get that far ahead, and so it's not a shock to the system. Um, hey, I love you too. I love you. Digital. I love you, man. Um, I love everything. I think you got a channel too over there, and I love everything you doing, man. If you want to jump into the conversation, like I told you, anybody can jump in. I put in the link into the text. If you want to get in and talk about some things that you may be seeing, you can go and click in. You know how I do it. Um, and so yeah, the creeps it creeps me out, man. Um, Stairway to Heaven. Yeah, I can't listen to this song. Okay. Hey man, you know it's all like I said, it's all propaganda. Um I put it in the I put it in the where we talking at. And so you can just click on it. I think you can get in that way. I had an issue yesterday because it wasn't working with Internet Explorer, but I think I'm using Google Chrome now, so it was working last night. I got a new computer because my other computer went down. Uh, I put it in there again. Let's see. There you go. Okay. And so, like I said, man, it's a whole lot of situations that's happening. Um, what about all the and see that's what I'm talking about. I mean, I know a lot of people love Obama, and I don't like to talk about president or what have you because I don't want to. Hold on, my computer's sending battery low. Emmanuel, come and plug out my computer. Come here. Plug out my computer. I don't like to talk about a president, but far as economically and social, he's been the worstest president that in history. First of all, because I know Bush raised the debt $4 trillion, and every president before Reagan raised the debt $1 trillion. But Obama raised it $10 trillion. That's double Bush and more than any other president. And so just financially, his reign as president raised the debt too much. And then even Bush or nobody else wouldn't sign a law for all of these um these strange laws for same sex marriages and equality and now it's all and see let me tell you, I can understand if you want to be who you are, that's fine. But the problem I'm having with this situation is we conforming ourselves to them, not them conforming to us or adapting to our way. We adapted to their way. Everything that's defensive to them, we had to take away. If we can't say kings and queens in school, no, they stopping kings and queen dances because they don't want to offend them. They don't want to say boys and girls. They want to say human. They don't want to say a pregnant woman. They want to say a pregnant human. Well, see, it's going down a rabbit hole where it shouldn't go. Now, if you want to do what you will do, what you do, but I can't change my laws or my structure just to make you comfortable. This is the world we're living in. Either you lay in the bed or you don't. If you don't like it, oh well, just be quiet. Because I'm not. What I see now is happening. Just like they want to teach our kids that gender is a choice. Gender is not a choice. Gender is what you're born with your A chromosome and Y chromosome. Well, with your whatever chromosomes it is, A or Y chromosome, whatever the chromosome that dictates the gene. That's what tells you who you are. Now, if you have an imbalance, okay, I can understand that. We have treatments for hormone imbalance. You get some hormone shots, so you get a treatment. But to make gender an option, that's crazy. An option of be who I am. So if I'm going with a privacy, a penis, now I get to choose if I like this or not. I want this and that. Come on now, you can't you can't. I mean, I'm going to homeschool my kid, and see, no, they arresting people for homeschooling. See, that's what I'm saying. You don't even have a choice now. If you say you want to homeschool your kid, they will take you for arrest and elective education. And so it's like they want to teach our kids and program our kids to the way they want to think. And so it's getting deep, man. And so and I tell people all the time, okay, I don't bad feelings of who you think you may or may not be. Okay, but I have a problem when everything that I do had to change because of okay. I mean, it's getting real bad. I mean, so um, just like they had and they was throwing it all on TV like it's cool, where these trannies are at a library with looking like I hate to say it, but maked up. I ain't never seen a woman have that much makeup, but teaching them how to read in school and making it like saying the transgender agent. Come on now, what kind of bullcrap are we living in? And so if people don't know it's something that's happening, just social, it's getting out of control. I mean, it's really getting out of control. I mean, I hate to say it, it's getting out of control. Gender is a male and a female. Yes, I mean, and so I'm a believer in God, and I know for a fact what the Bible says about them issues. You know, they don't want you to say what the Bible said. Matter of fact, they trying to make a law say if the Bible is offending people, we're gonna take that out of it. I mean, come on now. Now I gotta change my Bible because you don't agree with it said that uh um a male shouldn't lay down with a male as he do with a woman. That's in scripture. Or or it's an abomination. I mean, these are scriptures. I have a right to. You have a right to believe what you believe. I have a right to believe what I believe. But you can't make me stop believing what I believe because it's uncomfortable for you. And that's where it seems like we are going into a different time. And I never seen so much so much pride parade in my life. I mean, I ain't never seen them have a straight man parade or a straight woman parade or a heterosexual parade. I haven't never seen them have that kind of parade. Or but we got all of these pride parades everywhere. I mean, it's becoming the norm, and I don't like this norm. I don't like it. I don't like it because of what is beginning to do to our children's mind. It's beginning to confuse them. And so I'm going to live underground. You can't live underground now, man. You short. The reason why you can't live underground because sorry, they've been building stuff underground and selling it for $2 million a pop. And so these wealthy people, they building their shelters already. So buddy, unless you rich and got some money, you can't afford to live down there because that's prime real estate. Oh man. Okay, let me get to some more questions. I'm moving in the cave in the middle of the forest. Hey, it seems like that's where we gotta go, man. Lady, sorry. Man and woman was created. That's what I'm saying. I mean, it wasn't man, woman, and woman and half breeds. It wasn't that. And see, let me tell you this, man. This is what I think, and I'm gonna just be honest. I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna be taken, but I gotta say it. I believe that some people have imbalance in their genes, but all of these millions of people no. And I believe instead of them treating the imbalance as a disorder, they makes it acceptable. And so now people using that acceptable factor to dib and dab. I mean, it because I'm not understanding how you can have two kids and now all of a sudden you're gay. You wasn't gay when you been having two kids, or you didn't wasn't gay when that man mistreated you, or that woman mistreated you. You wasn't gay then, but you only became gay because you was mad at men or you was mad at women, and so that waters down the the disorder because um we have all kinds of disorder. We have some people born with both. And so I'm not saying that it can't be a disorder in some people, but it's not this broad. It's like now it's not a disorder, it's a choice. And so, I mean, it really, that's what messes me up because now even my son, I telling him, he said, well, why, ain't nothing wrong with that. What you mean there's nothing wrong? And then they so flamboyant with it. I was on the bus taking my kids somewhere, and they just kissing and and all that all in public and just straight up just all flamboyant with it. So I don't know. Let's see. The eyes and the humans. Okay. Has always been to man the man down kind of thing. Okay, God said we shouldn't enjoy the world or the things of it. Yeah, you're right. Okay, go to yeah, yeah. My research shows 50% of gay population were sexual. Look. Function was sexual abuse as a child. Yeah, yeah. And so it's either a disorder or a mental uh, a mental disturbance of something that's traumatic that happened. But it's not a choice. I mean, come on now. The choice is in your chromosomes. That's the choice. If your chromosome says you're a man, you're a man. And then, even on application, I got a letter from uh, a department that I had to send back, and it says male, female, or other genders. Come on now, we're just getting ridiculous. Dumb, dumb the man down and soften them up, and he won't stand up when he needed to. Yeah, you're right. You're right. And so you have these people walking around trying to make the clothes unified, meaning where anybody can wear anything. It's good for both genders. Uh, um, let's take feminists away. Let's take hardness away. The females don't have to be sexualized, or the males don't have to be males. They don't have to be so hard. And so I'm telling you, it's going down a rabbit hole that I don't like. Um, let's see. Well, I know the other 50% of men that was abused as a child that are not gay that has normal healthy marriages. Yeah, I mean it's half and half. It depending on what your bring up in after that, or what are your mental makeup after that. It's in the water and the food. Yes, I mean with the chemtrails, everything is in the water. A whole lot of stuff in the water and the food that we don't understand. Because I know the growth hormones that we was taking out that says bad when they first started doing it, it wasn't nothing wrong. But I said back then, that's gonna affect our kids because that's gonna go into our DNA. And now you see 13-year-olds look like they 20. You see 14-year-olds look like they 30 years old. You be like, dang, fully developed. I mean, everything. It's like, I'm like, huh? I mean, shoot. I mean, I said this don't make no sense. And but like my kids are very like my son, he was getting his he was tall and muscles already. I'm like at 11 and 12. I said, well, you look like a avatar or something. I don't know. But I found abused men has food. Uh, I don't know. I don't know. I'm missing. I'm moving too slow. I'm trying to read everything. It's hard to read everything. That's okay. They are making what's unnatural. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know that, and that's what makes me. They making it acceptable, or not just accepted. like it's a way. Like this is a choice. You can choose to do this, and it's fine. This is not. I mean, people on news talking about male and female is not what you're born. It's a choice. What? Where the world you get that from medically? You tell me. When I was born, the doctor said, "What you want that to be?" And my mama said, "Oh, I want that to be a girl." No, when I was born, and they seen that little thing on the bottom of me, they said, "Oh, you got a boy." They didn't say, "Oh, you got an option. You want us to cut it off now?" I mean, they getting that far where now some of the kids and these parents, which is I believe is abuse, because how you know how this child is gonna turn up? Because you raising him in this kind of twisted world. Now you want to do a gender reassignment and growth hormones in kids. Come on now. When is this gonna be enough? That is crazy. You now and see they're gonna be responsible. And I'm sorry, I'm a believer, so I can say it. I would hate what God gonna do to that because God said, don't mess with none of his little ones. And now you pumping into these perverted options to them, and they trying to pass laws where you can get a gender reassignment in a kid. Come on now, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with the society now? Okay, let's see. Got to say, shouldn't enjoy the world or the things of the world. Yeah, I seen that one. I think I moved up. Okay. I got no food. Oh, I pray that you get some food. Um, I'm a paper crave man. Hmm. Next thing you know, we can choose. We're gonna be able to choose. Uh, if we want to drive with our foot or drive with our hand. And anyone as a child is, huh? Okay, I got you. Dumb. The man down. I already read that. Come on, it's jumping around here. Hold on for 1 second. I'm trying to read some of these comments. Oh yeah. Oh, the skunks. Oh yeah. I did a video on these skunks months ago. Skunks with two lines down the middle. And now you got black. Now you got black squirrels. You got white squirrels now. Not just albino squirrels. You know, a lot of people say they had albino squirrels with the red eyes and all that. But these squirrels are white with black eyes. And then they got black squirrels now. I said, excuse me? I ain't never seen no black squirrel. I remember a stringer stripe on the skunk. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I do too. I remember a single stripe on a skunk. Yeah. I do too. But look all over. I did a video and there's no single stripe skunk no more. It's like that's telling us we've been divided because it's one little line on the head right here, and then two lines separating, meaning okay, tie forward, back, and ahead. You know, I might be stretching, but that's what it looked like to me. I think it's TV submission, sub, subliminal messages. Yeah, yeah. I told you they have the technology that they telling you that they can cause you to urinate on yourself. I mean, doodle on yourself, make your skin,
There we are.
all of that.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, I logged on my laptop. I didn't have the audio.
It took you time to get in, huh?
Yeah.
So how you feeling today? Yeah,
I've been doing good.
I said I got to start doing some afternoon shows because some people be sleep at 9 o'clock, and so I decided to I'm started doing these 12 o'clock, 12:30 shows. And so, what's been going on?
It's been going good. Yeah, I love this time slot because I have a hard time getting on during the evening because, I'm hanging out with the wife and she doesn't believe in the Mandela effect. So I'm working out, but I go between service
Right,
calls.
right. I
So this
feel
works
you. I
out
feel
great.
you. That's why I'm gonna do these.
Oh,
Oh,
we're cut out.
okay, okay. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, okay.
Yes, but anyhow, it's been going good. I've been talking to Brian McFarlane and stuff, and we brought up this one point, that song "Stairway to Heaven." You ever heard of that?
I gotta listen to it because sometimes I got so many songs that I know I don't be knowing the title, so I'm gonna research it, and listen to it. That way, I know exactly what you're talking about. I want to say yes, no, and I really don't know yet.
Well, yeah. Well, basically, what I was saying is he remembered it. I remembered it always buying a ticket, Stairway to Heaven, and he's
Uh-huh.
always remembered that building a Stairway to Heaven. So we have these two totally different memories. And
Yeah, and it's possible because I was at Bally's, not Bally's. I was at Player Fitness, and I experienced the same thing with two other people. They remember two situations different, and that's what makes me know that they're playing with our frequencies. So every now and then they switch up. Now I don't know if everybody is able to be play with the frequencies that they use because we all got different blood types. So we got some people got A and A positive,
AB, A
and
positive, O negative.
and then you got some people that's rare, and so I don't know what frequencies they working with, but I know that some people not changing with none of the changes, and some people are just slightly, and so, but like I say, we still have remnants, and like I tell people, I mean, only thing you need is one thing to be changed for you. Everything we might not all agree on everything, but just that one or two things that we agree on tells you something is going on.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. It's sort of like giving you a secret, and then you've seen it change. But what's amazing is I remember buying a Stairway to Heaven. I always remember that. And so then him and Teresa are rolling up this residue about building. I said, "Well, that residue that looks like residue to you guys, but that looks like an ME to me because I'd never seen any residue like that until they showed it to me."
Right. I mean, and as long as we know that we're gonna have differences, but we still on the same. We still
Oh,
know
absolutely.
we all good. I don't expect everybody to see everything that I might see. You don't might not see everything that I might see. But like I say, we all have our and trust me, you got a whole lot of people that think the same way you think. That's a good thing. As long as it ain't just you by yourself. Because if it's you by yourself, you may have just what just took it wrong.
Oh,
But that ain't the case.
but
Uh,
I could see how this creates confusion and division because people see it one way, people see it another way. The changes, and we're all seeing the changes, but we see it differently. And I believe it's a tactic of the enemy bringing up the division. Not only
oh
that, get back to what the cross, with all the T's losing, like having a hook and all that. Brian did another video on that, and I did a video on that. I'm still just amazed how they just want to eliminate the cross out of everything.
I mean, when I first discovered them teas, man, I was sitting right in front of Walmart, and I was looking, and I'm like, what the world? And then it's like you say, they taking the cheese away from everything. In a
Yeah.
minute, we're gonna have nothing but the left side of the cheese. I mean, and it's study going rapidly. And what I believe is happening now is what I seen with the what the shoot, I forget the doggone name of it now. I don't forget the name of it. It's on the tip of my tongue. The Audi symbol. Um,
Yeah.
they didn't mess with the recent symbol, but they mess with the past symbol. And so if you look at the recent symbol, this is what they say that they did it. But then you look at the past symbol, the one right before this, that people got in their driveways, it has a 6 on it. And so I believe that's what they're doing now. They moving around their transitioning, because we looking at things that's current. So we're not looking at how things were right before the current one. And I believe that's what they're doing now, because there's a whole lot of things that was previous that didn't look like that previous. And so they bouncing around so that we can't stay in the know. Because if we just look at all the current ones, it's easy to find them. But when you go to that middle ground, a lot of people forgets the middle ground.
Yeah. That's exactly right.
And so, yeah, I mean, and like I said, I know that Jesus sits on the right-hand side of God. You look at a T, you're looking at the T. If you flip yourself around what
the right-hand side of the cross in reference to Jesus.
Right, it's on the right-hand side. Because if you turn around to how it's facing, it's on the right-hand side. But if you're looking at it, it looks like the left side. But if you face the same way it's facing you, it's on the right side.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. And so I mean, it's like I don't understand why people, like, I was showing people my MasterCard yesterday. I didn't show them my credit card number, but and they was like, I ain't never seen that. I say, well, this is how the MasterCard always be. The T is missing. And some people say, well, maybe you just didn't look at it good enough. Come on. I mean,
they'll always give you some kind of confabulation theory, but no, like the Visa logo, the V has a little left-handed hook on that, and when I saw that, I said, "Wow, that's a new one."
Yeah, I mean, and it's like the more it happens, and the more they keep putting these transitions in these movies and these subliminal messages, it's dumbing down the rest of the effectiveness that we might have once we say it, because I don't know what message they put in people's head, but now I tell people, it's like, wow, that's deep. Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, I know.
That would be. I said, would be nice. What you mean that would be nice? First of all, you're not gonna get no collider in your house where you can do it, and and that ain't happening. So, and whoever, it's for them.
Yeah, you're right.
It ain't benefiting you none. It's benefiting. Let me see what these people saying. I have to look into the stairway to heaven. That's somebody just heard what you said. Yeah, look into it. There's a video on YouTube where they explain the Tower of Babylon was a time machine. Yes, it was. It was a time machine. And I'm gonna just briefly go into that. See, if none of this is new, we think it's new because we wasn't in the beginning. But in the beginning, we were in multiple dimensions. Because if you read the Bible, you know anything about the Bible says that the angels of God were sleeping with the men and women. First of all, to do that, they had to be in that same dimensions. That's what, first of all, because angels are spirits. And then I don't believe we was in the same context, because that's why God had to destroy the world, because he said that their thoughts was evil continuously. But this is where it get interesting. If they were so prehistoric and it never rained, why did he have to have it rain all the way on top of the mountain? A prehistoric person that never seen rain, you can let it rain 2 days, they die. Because they ain't got no way to stop the rain. They ain't got no drainage. They ain't got no sewer lines. So that rain for 2 days is enough to kill them.
Well,
so they wasn't prehistoric. They had to have some kind of flying object, because why would you have to have it rain over the mountains?
well, you know what Solomon said. He said, "What has been will be again. There's nothing new under the sun." And also the Tower of Babel, when the Bible talks about how God had to come down and to confound their language, to break up, essentially break up the party so they couldn't continue with the project, because he said in the Bible what they plan on thinking, like nothing was impossible for them to do whatever they wanted to do. So I believe that
Right.
they had a technology kind of similar to CERN or something, where not only going through time but going through dimension, but more and less opening up a portal like they're kind of doing with
Yeah.
CERN. And I think what
Yeah.
CERN's doing,
And
they
so what's
kind of
happening?
fractured or open up some kind of portal to cause these cross dimensional shifts.
Right. And so what I understand about this situation is, I believe some of them people escaped and they was not allowed to come back. But they've been they've been working with the government, because the government do have an Area 51. And trust me, people think, oh, that's just a conspiracy. No, they got an Area 51. They have spacecraft and things that we didn't build. And so what I do understand is them being, see, if people read their Bible, it tells you exactly what
Yeah,
goes
bless
on.
them.
You just have to know how to read. You had to know how to read between the lines.
Well, Nimble. Well, I want to say too, Nimble Saint. He was mentioned about the Book of Enoch. Now, I know that the 66 books of the Bible are inspired by God, but also you have to look at these other books, like the Book of Enoch, which fills in kind of the gaps with with all that, with the and everything else, and it's like more clues that are fit into the puzzle to solve the puzzle there.
And
But
I tell you, they did that on purpose. See, all of these religions had pieces. Because if you look
oh yeah,
at every religion, they basically saying the same thing with different pieces. You take all the
everybody's got a
puzzles,
piece of the truth. That's what it comes down to. Everybody has a piece of it.
right? And when I looked at the history of the Bible, when it first was coming to America, it had 88 books. They were doing apocryphy books. They decided the apocryphy books was not important enough. They shaved it to 66 because the apocryphy books was sitting in between the New Testament and the Old Testament. And so, yeah. And so, and it's like I say, if you don't know, it's just like what's going on. It's not a shock now. I've been reading the Bible that God told you that this time was going to come where the devil was going to change times and law. So
Yeah,
it's not shocking. It's just, I didn't think that it was going to come in my lifetime. I thought
exactly.
maybe in later down the road. But see, we've been here over 2,000 years. So how long you think it was going to take?
I think this is like the end times deception. They're talking about the strong delusion and, like you said, changing the times and season. This has got to be it.
Watch this. Watch this. A lot of people say that strong delusion, but God said He was going to send the strong delusion. He didn't
That's
say
right.
cause it. He said He was going to send it. He was going to send it, so He was going to let it be allowed to happen. All of this being allowed to happen. Even if they did build a time machine, it's being allowed. Now, God can stop it when He wants, but like I tell people, it's going to be a point of time where God going to take His hands off the wheel. And now we have to stand into what we believe in, because look, that's what He did with Job. Job, when the devil wanted to attack Job, God, He said, because you got the protection over him, I can't do it. And God said, okay, I'm gonna lift it. I'm gonna let you do whatever you do, but just with one thing, you can't mess with his health. And so, and then they said, no, that ain't good enough. I need to attack everything. And so You know, a lot of people don't understand. Like I tell people all the time, the devil and God talk all the time. So don't think that he down there doing it on his own. He gets permission from his daddy, and a lot of people
Yeah,
ain't
that's
gonna.
true.
A lot of people ain't
Satan
gonna like that,
dog.
but
Satan
God said
sort of
he
gets
created.
put on leash.
God said he created
You know.
everything, good and evil. So, so don't
Yeah.
think. And so and like I tell you yesterday, the problem is people don't want to accept the devil was one of God's juniors. I don't know if he was the junior, but he is a junior. He one of because he was the most powerful angel in heaven. If you read the biblical accounts, and so only person that can have that much authority is your junior. And so, but I digress from that. We could we get we going all the way in, we going all the way in. But yeah, but that is the reason why I tell people, man, you got to get ready, man. You got to get ready. You got to be prepared because they coming with these FID chips in your body. I'm sorry, they coming. The sign of the 666 might not be happening right now, but they paving the way for the 666. They paving the way for these marks and these cashless society because Amazon is building 200 stores without not an employee in it, where you just walk in, scan yourself, grab what you want, and walk out. There's only two people in the store: technician and a technician and the security.
Yeah,
Come on now.
exactly.
So it's coming down that way because, and that's one of the reasons I think Obama was put in office to put us in a place where we can't pay our debt. We not supposed to pay this debt. That's why he created $10 trillion more debt because we ain't supposed to pay it. They want the dollar to crash so they can get a new world currency so that we can be on one system and everybody can be tangled up to that one system. This
Oh,
is the whole agenda.
and don't forget, first they got to take away the guns, so they have all these like gun control, and they want to get rid of the guns, so then people can't protect themselves from the tyranny of the government. So they got to
Oh, of
once they
course.
collapse the economy, and if they have your guns taken away, then they have total control. Then yeah, everybody's getting on board on the FEMA train, going to the next former Walmart store, which is now a FEMA camp. You know.
Right. And see, this is what's gonna happen. They know the Constitution ain't gonna allow them to take away the guns from everybody, so they make it harder for you to get them, and people don't want to go through all of that hoopla to get a gun. Because now they got like even in Illinois, they got Chicago had a ban on guns, but they lifted that. We actually did need a ban on guns because these people going crazy. But I tell people all the time, why are you banning guns? Because the criminals don't get their guns legally. They get their guns illegally. So no matter what kind of regulation you make, they still gonna get their guns because they
But not only
criminals.
that,
So what you
if you
say?
had a, if
But
everybody in the movie theater had, if everybody in the movie theater had a gun, and one guy got out of hand, starts shooting off, he might be able to kill one or two people, but he'll be shut down. Rather than just having a guy who has a gun illegally and just starts going on a shooting rampage, and you can't stop it. It's like a balance
right,
of
and
power.
so what I say they're gonna make it tougher for people to get along gun, and they already telling Illinois you got to take a firearms class, you got to take shooting range, be you got to be trained. Nobody going through all that to get no gun, and
No,
so
man.
and they know that, and so they've been putting all these military vehicles everywhere. They've been getting prepared. Either it's going to be a calamity that they started, or it's going to be a calamity that they know is coming.
Yeah, it's
Because
like you got
something is
it's something's gonna proverbially hit the fan. I mean, and don't forget about Yellowstone. That thing's ready to blow, and that's gonna be a major eruption. Then don't forget Planet X or Nibiru or whatever, with it coming near the orbit to throw some rocks out of the sky. I mean,
yeah, and so
pick your apocalyptical end. I mean, there's a whole variety of smorgasbord, as you would say. You know.
yeah, and so it's like they almost got an option. And so
Yeah, they got like
keep you guessing which one
yeah,
gonna happen, and
oh,
maybe they happen in conjunction with one another. That's what I made it, because see,
or
if they
North
happen in
Korea.
conjunction with one another, if they happen in conjunction with one another, they already they want to kill most of the population off so that they can have more dominant control and keep all the wealth to themselves and don't have to do public aid and social security and food stamps and all of that. So
Also, with the chemtrails and the GMO foods, they got to kill off a certain part of the population as well, too. You know, it's another
yeah,
agenda.
yeah, and then these cell phone
Like,
towers, these cell phone towers, we love them because they convenient, but them are essentially nuclear weapons on every corner.
yeah, I know, you're right. Everybody's got a nuke.
It's nuclear weapons on each, because the only thing they got to do is push a button to turn that frequency up and fry people from the inside out. Because they already got warnings, and these workers are getting cancer because it's causing cancer to them, and they got them next to schools, restaurants. Don't you know? If you put radiation in chicken, you eating radiation, food.
Well, you heard about you all heard about the all black chicken, right?
Yeah,
You
I heard
seen?
about that. I said, now I know if it always been a black chicken, black people would try to eat it. But we love us some chicken. And I'd have had some baked black chicken. And I ain't
Yeah,
never
but
had.
this thing is all black. I mean, the meat's black, the skin's black, the bones are black.
Well,
Even
how you
the
know what it's done? That's the problem. How would you know?
what?
How
Oh,
would
how
you?
would you know it's done? Oh
Yeah,
no, I guess you have to taste test, you know. But yeah, I mean, it's just uncanny how it's like everything, you know.
yeah,
It's
buddy.
amazing.
Man. Yeah. Well, how long have I been on? I've been on about an hour now. You think? Let me see. I can't find my clicker. Hey, not telling me where is the time. The time. I don't get the time. Don't tell me how long I've been on here. I know it's been about an hour.
Are
But
you still broadcasting live?
yeah, I'm broadcasting live. I've been live for a minute. Let me see. And they talking too. Let me see. Let me answer some of these questions. Mind blowing, ha ha ha. Is this a computer simulation? Well, with them messing with time and can manipulate structures and manipulate things all over, I can
Oh, you know
say,
what I think about time? Time, as I'm doing my studies on it, it's more of an illusion. And the reason
yeah,
why I say that is because we perceive only the present. We
right.
cannot perceive the future. And what the past that we do perceive, what is the past, was the present when we were walking in it. Like, for
Yeah,
example,
yeah.
let's say like 50 years ago, say we're like back then, and the Ford logo back then never had the squiggly Q, but then now it has a squiggly Q, and you look at the old logo, and go, yeah, they retroactively changed it. But actually, how do you know that's retroactively changed? Because what you're viewing that old logo is through the eyes of the present. The present changes everything, and then it looks like that the stuff that's in the past was changed, but actually it got changed now. That's why it's retroactively changed.
Well,
You, you got
I would take that as an idea, but
yeah, and the reason why I'm coming up with that is because with them finding out that we're living some kind of a program, like actually our universe, the reality works more like a computer program. We're sequencing through time. You know, we're stepping through each moment to moment, and they find out that we're running at Planck's length or Planck's time. That's the smallest individual moment of time or length, and you
uh-huh.
can't get down any smaller than that. Otherwise, there's nothing there. There's absolutely nothing. So that's where we're stepping through. And then with entropy and all this other physical laws, it seemed, you notice how time can only go forward. That
Uh-huh.
physically, if time was the way we perceive as a dimension, we should be able to go backwards the same way we go forwards, but we can't go backwards because
Well,
it
maybe we
quote goes
can't.
forward, and that's where another supporting thing of it
Well,
being.
well, well, maybe we can't. But if you can take a machine and go beyond the speed of light, maybe you can reverse time. And so,
Well, this is the thing. When you approach the speed of light, say you're the guys are inside the spaceship. Once you technically hit the speed of light, time inside the capsule comes to a standstill,
right,
and then time outside that becomes infinity or eternity, because when
right.
you're reaching it within it. And then if you go to the other end of the scale where you cool down atoms down to absolute zero, they become absolute non-motion, that they don't move, and then they behave like a wave. They don't have a locality. They don't exist anymore.
Hmm.
So you got two ends of scale of speed. So we have
That's
parameters in this universe, but getting back to the element of time, the reason why it the past is not real. The past is what we're seeing it now through like what we have laying around. It's a tough concept to wrap around,
no.
but if
I can understand you because I thought I had said that in one of my shows. I say um, some of this stuff could be changed now because we perceive it now. But only reason I said that as an idea, but then I started thinking. Now it's a difference with the Bible because the Bible they're changing things in Bibles in my house that has been changed right now through my house that it shouldn't be there. And so I don't know if you go back to the old Bibles, like I have a Bible that's 100 years old, how do you change the words in that Bible from 100 years ago? If you just change it from now. And see, that's what makes me think they had to go back before they was printed to change the word. And see, that's the that's the that's the quantum computer that we don't get because quantum computer can look everywhere at all times. It don't look at just open and close.
well,
It
what
looks
do you think? How do you
close and open at the
that
same
God
time.
God is omnipresent, omniscient? I mean, God, he's in the future, in the past, in the present, and every place and every dimension all at the same time because he's in the absolute highest dimension. Okay,
Right.
that's why God's everywhere at the same time. He knows everything, and because he's in the highest dimension.
Right. That's
But
why
what?
they call it. That's why they call that machine is like tapping into alien God because
Yeah,
it can do multiple
but they can't.
equations.
But the way they change things, like it's not time travel because no time traveler could change the geography of the planet, and no time traveler can go ahead and put bones behind your eyes or do all kinds of
Yeah,
body changes like through your stomach
right.
and
That's
all
what
that.
that's another thing that I thought too because it's like they remapping everything. They're
Yeah, it's like a program.
they constructing it as they go. Because that's what I said. I can understand if even if they went back in time, I can understand. Yeah, okay, we're gonna change this logo in the past, but how do you change geography? Because geography,
Yeah,
how do you move a rock, this rock from here to here, or shrink this or move this around? Because no matter if you go back in time, that rock should be still in the same position.
right. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You got to look at the patterns. That's what I do. Patterns that God sets before us, and then from the patterns you can plug them into other things. Like for example, you can throw out time travel, biography, and body changes and all that. That's nothing that a time traveler could never do. So you can throw that right out the door. But quantum entanglement means all the particles are entangled with each other, and when they do a shift, now they're doing a change. And in quantum mechanics, you do one thing to one particle, it affects the other one on the other side of the universe. So speed of light those barriers have absolutely no bearing or
Now I have a
anything to
question
do
for
with
you. I
what's
got a
happening.
question for you. I have a question for you. Maybe you're right, and maybe I'm right. And what I mean is, maybe they can do it both. Maybe
That's possible too. I mean, a
maybe
time
they,
traveler could be doing
maybe they
stuff in the Bible.
right. Maybe because uh, only reason I say that because the Kennedy thing, where it's no longer a two-seater, it's a four-seater, it's a six-seater, and so maybe
Six
they
seater, yeah.
had the ability. Maybe they had the ability to do both, and we perceive in one aspect. That's why I keep my mind open. Maybe we have to broaden our horizon where they're doing multiple things at once. And if we get stuck into one aspect, we miss the broader horizon that could be happening because maybe they're correcting things in the present and they adding things in the past, and so or both ways, and so
Well, maybe that both those realities exist. I mean, we
right,
remember with four seater, and now it's six seater. Now, I'm obviously just like with the music with Stairway to
it,
Heaven. I'm
it,
sure other people remember back. They used to watch it back in the day when they're maybe 90 now, but when they saw it on TV, they saw it with the six seater. You know,
right,
same thing.
and so yeah, and so like I said that it may be like what they explain in their conference. Everything that happens does happen and can happen,
Yeah,
but
exactly. It's a wave of
they're
probabilities,
they're
possibilities.
they're, they're, they're using that as a cover too, because
Yep.
I know they're using that as a cover because yes, that may be true, but some of the stuff you are causing to happen. It's a different to everything can happen, will happen, and did happen um, from the word of God that shouldn't change. The God ain't gonna say a certain thing that's in there because he know exactly what he doing. He don't have to guess or guess nothing he do because he all like you say he everywhere. So he know every aspect of every timeline, every possibility. So what he do is gonna happen in every timeline, and so they use that as a cover, and they may be doing that, and they could be doing a whole lot of multiple things because it wouldn't be a purpose of building 30,000 of them machines if every last one of them ain't doing a particular job. Maybe a couple of them supposed to be doing this, a couple of them supposed to be doing that. Like they handing out assignment, and the big one is doing the stuff that they doing. So they actually got
Right.
30,000 of them machines. I mean, why would you have so many?
Yeah, and also with quantum mechanics, when you observe something, you're collapsing it into reality. You know, it's like we're all playing like a video game portion. Like you and me now, we're talking, we're observing the same reality, the same conversation. But once we branch off, we might experience something different from the other one. You know?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, because I'm gonna tell you, I did a video about one thing about a month and a half ago. I have photos. I have photos now.
I saw that video, man. The pictures that you never take or were
And then
in. Oh, yeah, I saw that. It was pretty. It was really interesting.
and so it's me there. I'm looking at me.
Yeah,
I don't know that person because I didn't take that. And
exactly.
or my wife, we being at a wedding while they was dancing, we wasn't there because she had to speak that day. So we left before they started dancing. So how are we there at it was 6:50 and we supposed to be at where we was at 7:20.
Wow.
We was gone already. And see, so it's that's why I believe they're collapsing two realities in one. That's one of the things. It's multiple things they're doing. And see, they want to keep you guessing. They don't want you to figure them out because then you can find out the pattern. They keep it sporadic on purpose.
No, yeah,
They'll
you're
do
right.
it.
It's designed to cause confusion. I mean,
Yeah.
even with people who see the changes and understand it, even to us, there's a small degree of confusion out there. We have like 101 theories, but we don't know what's actually doing it
Right.
exactly for the thing.
We know it. We know in part, but
Yeah.
but God give us all of these theories to pull them all together. That's why I say everything can be happening. Just like I think his name is Harmony. He talking
Yeah.
about frequencies.
Yeah.
All of that can be happening. We are maybe they're raising some kind of frequencies, but like I always say, I still not gonna jump on that gravy train. It's positive and that we doing it. I know it's something that's doing
No.
it
No,
ain't me.
we can't be doing it because if we were doing it, we would have done it thousands of years ago. You
You
know.
know, but I do know it's frequency. So
I think really
we
CERN
might
opened up that portal, man. I really do.
right we might have pieces of just like you said the Bible. We have pieces of the puzzles, and we just need
Yeah.
to put them together and shave off the fat meat so that we can get some kind of handle on some kind of awareness of commonality. And so I might have just made that word up. I hope I didn't.
Oh, you just eat the meat and spit out the bones, as they would
Right,
say. You know?
right. Say, hey, you're right. Hey, man, we give us some boneless chicken.
Yeah. I like that. I like the boneless chicken thighs. You know, especially with a little curry chicken in there. Now you're talking.
Yeah,
Now
buddy.
you're talking. You know
You know what? You know what? I see somebody say
what?
Google it. Stargate. Stargate. They found a Stargate in Iraq. Yeah, I seen that. I seen that months ago where they found this artifact that looks like a Stargate. And but see the problem with that is it's probably that's probably one of the parts of the Tower of Babylon that they found. And so
It's possible. You know.
and so I did I don't know how true this is, but they found in these big bones and these big skulls that correlates with the giants. Now some of the stuff I take as a just small information. I don't normally report on it because some of it can be photoshopped or just
Right.
to throw you off their trail to get you focusing on something that don't matter. Because I seen a video where these army people said that they found a giant that was like 10 feet tall, and everybody was talking about it, and they killed it and all that other good stuff. And it may be true, but
Yeah.
what do that bears of what they doing? It's just a way to say, okay, let's take your focus off of this. We don't want you to stay focused on this too much. Throw something else. That's why you see these terrorist attacks happening every week. I mean, it's getting fast with all of this calamity, all these disasters, these heat waves. Right now, I got a tree outside my house, and I'm in Chicago. It's been raining for 3 weeks, and the leaves on the tree is brown, like moisture.
Wow.
And so it's something happening with our ground and our sun, and I know it is. Let me see. That's a question. Wake up. This could be trying to feed off our energy. Yeah, maybe. I see articles on the Giants. I believe they're real. Yeah, I mean, the Bible says that the Giants one day. Where you think these 7 feet tall people come in the NBA? They some huge people, man. Shaq, he is my size. So you think if he 7 feet 5, 7 feet 1, could be a 10 feet 1 person? Come on now. That's not that. That's not that
Well,
unbelievable.
I'll say one thing. Yeah. Well, if they do have a guy coming up from the junior leagues, he's greater than 10 feet tall. Sign him up.
Man, we're gonna have to make a new rim because he ain't got
Yeah,
this.
you'll
He
have to
got,
call it the Nephilim. You'll have to call it the Nephilim rim because you have to design like be like at least a 15-foot rim. I don't know if that's even tall enough.
I mean, that ain't gonna be fair. because ain't nobody gonna make stick him. He just told
Hey,
put
hey,
his hand
hey!
there.
If one of them boys go for the slam dunk, man, they may be just taking the whole thing down in one shot.
And then they look, man, 10 feet tall. He is high as the rim already because his wings or his arm. He raised his arm up. It'll be past the basketball, the dashboard already. And
Exactly.
they got an 8. I think it's 7 feet, 7 feet 7. Supposed to be a Chinese man. He's 7 feet and 7 inches tall. That's almost 8 feet tall. That's okay, man. I don't put nothing past nobody. But yeah, it's been over an hour, and so I see. Well, I won't see you tonight because you be asleep.
Yeah.
Enjoy your
Hey.
family.
Yeah, I sure will. I got to jump anyhow here.
Yeah, and I'll catch y'all tonight. And I thank all the people that was on this afternoon, and I'm gonna try to do this more often for people that want to spend time with their family. And
All right.
catch y'all later. And thank you again. Thank you for coming on.
No, it was absolutely my pleasure.
All right.
You have a good one. God bless you.